What's up guys and welcome back to On the Brick with another minifig showcase where today I have for you the Kaminoan Jedi from Big Kid Bricks. I have been sitting on this guy for quite a while now and I am so excited to show him to you. Also, congratulations to 66 Bricks for being the first to guess this right. Yes, you were in fact correct with your Kaminoan guess. As I said, this figure does come from Big Kid Bricks and it includes everything you see, including the robe and the custom lightsaber, so let's get into this. The quality of this figure aside, it doesn't actually make sense for there to be a Kaminoan Jedi when you think about it. In Attack of the Clones, the Jedi Order very clearly did not know that Kamino existed. Obi-Wan had never heard of it or the Kaminoans until he learned about it in the diner and then went and visited them. This of course was only 3 years before the destruction of the entire Jedi Order, and considering that they only ever allowed young kids into their order, with the exception of Anakin of course, there would not be a full-grown Kaminoan Jedi. Despite this, in Legends, there was a single Kaminoan Jedi named Kina Ha. She trained during the era of peace known as the Republic Classic era. She was a wizened but distant Jedi who aligned herself more with the Jedi Code and less with the Jedi Order, usually remaining reclusive and barely ever appearing at the Jedi Temple. As is the case with seemingly more and more Jedi, she apparently survived Order 66 and then went on to live on Mandalore before joining a group of Jedi survivors. But this figure is not based off of that character, it is simply a Kaminoan who happens to be a Jedi. As I mentioned, it does come with the lightsaber. This uses a normal lightsaber piece with some custom elements added to each side to make it a longer double-bladed saber. Personally, I think it looks cool. One side uses the top of Anakin's saber, the other side uses the top of Vader's saber. Still, it looks kinda cool. It's nothing really special, so moving on. The printing on this guy is actually some of the best that I've seen from Big Kid Bricks. If you've seen any of my other videos about his figures, then you know most of his printing tends to be pretty flat, but this one is actually a little different. There's actually some depth here. You can tell the different layers of the robes, part of it goes behind the belt, there's even wrinkles and everything. One thing that's kind of weird but also kind of cool is that there is actually a lightsaber printed onto the belt as well. But just like the majority of his figures, this is not 360-degree printed, so there is nothing on the side here, it's just pretty blank. However, if you lift the robes on the back, there is more printing back there that looks really good. So if for any reason you wanted to take the robe off, you would still have some stuff back there to see. But this robe in itself is actually pretty nice. It's all one piece and it connects through the arms and you just fold down the top of it. I personally think it looks really cool and I think it's a really great addition to figures like this. And even though I don't show it off in this video, it doesn't really limit the mobility of the arms all too much. Obviously to an extent it does, but you can still move them pretty well. Now this figure is extra tall for two reasons, one of those of course being the head, but the other is the inclusion of this 1x2 piece between the torso and the legs. I know other people have done this too, but I just found it to be really clever and a really nice way of making the body longer without doing anything that was too awkward like using Woody's legs. This is literally just a 1x2 piece and it fits perfectly. You can't really tell if I didn't point it out. But of course then there's the head. This is a completely custom mold. Unlike some other pieces that BKB uses, this is not knockoff Lego or anything, this is his custom mold. And personally, I think it looks great. The printing on the eyes is a little weird, but do keep in mind we're pretty zoomed in here. And I personally love the inclusion of the hair going over the head, down and back around it, and then down the neck as well. I think it just adds like a little bit more to this figure that really pulls it together. The one thing that I do have to say about this though is I don't know about the color. To me, whenever I look at Kaminoans, I've never imagined them to be this dark bluish gray color. They are definitely more white than gray. Now, white is a very hard color to actually work with when it comes to printing or painting or any of that kind of stuff, so I can kind of understand why he might not have done that. Wait, just kidding. We're gonna go back in time really quick because But this figure is not based off of that character, it is simply a Kaminoan who happens to be a Jedi. Just kidding, apparently this is Kinaha, down to the lightsaber on the waist and everything. That would make a lot more sense. Literally, as I was trying to find pictures of Kaminoans to show you, this image popped up, and suddenly it makes a lot more sense. So there's that. Point being, this is certainly a unique Jedi to have, and one that is very interesting to own as well. A Kaminoan Jedi still doesn't make much sense to me, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like the figure. If you want to get your own, link to it will be in the description down below. And all through October, I'm going to be looking at custom Jedi figures I have, including next week, where we are going to look at the first Jedi who was killed because Order 66 was a thing. Think carefully about that one. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and do consider checking me out on Discord, Instagram, and of course on Patreon, where your contributions help make more videos possible, and you can get awesome shoutouts like Jonathan and Project Elements. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.